This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, and welcome to our part 2 of our 3-part webinar series. This webinar is Building the Founding Team to Fulfill Your Mission. So this dives a little deeper into who should be on your founding team that we briefly discussed in part 1 of this series. My name is Dr. Jennifer Ryder-Cook. I'm the Senior Director of School Development for the California Charter Schools Association, and I'll be taking you through this webinar today. So our agenda today is to discuss the unique combination of people who should be on your team, establishing a common vision and clear mission, defining who the founding team is and what that means, characteristics of an effective team, team member skill sets, working together as a team, recruiting your team, and next steps. So a charter school is a hybrid between a public entity and a nonprofit organization. So to take that analogy a step further, a public charter school has even more diverse aspects than the two of those two entities. In fact, a charter school is a fusion of 4 distinct operational natures that require appropriate and equally diverse leadership and areas of expertise. So it's all of the combined, a public school, a school district, a small business, and a nonprofit community-based organization. All of which in and of themselves have unique characteristics, but your charter school is a combination of those. A charter school fulfills the operational functions of a public school because its business is educating students and keeping them safe and fed. Developing a school means creating the academic program, determining assessments and a system for data analysis, managing teachers and staff, creating a system for student discipline and parent engagement, in addition to the day-to-day operations and facility maintenance. A charter school is also like a school district office because it must have a back office and staff. Charter schools must also provide some of the services that districts offer, including professional development, fiduciary responsibility, staffing, and public relations. Next, a charter is functionally a nonprofit because they must be a 501c3, which is a designation that effectively makes the school a community organization with the ability to fundraise. As an incorporated 501c3, nonprofit charter schools must address issues like organizational development, replication or growth, strategic planning, community partnerships, and fundraising. Lastly, a charter school is like a small business because it must manage revenue and expenses and keep careful accounts and budgets. This requires identifying areas for growth and increased efficiencies. Running a school like a small business also involves effective management, marketing and advertising for student recruitment, the identification of revenue streams and decisions about how they will be allocated, and forecasting budgets based on a funding landscape that can constantly change. So as I've just mentioned, starting a charter school requires many skills and experiences. What we'll learn today is how to build a team that has those skills and experiences. Your school's vision statement defines the desired future state. What will the world look like because of your school? This should be short and repeatable. A great first step is solidifying a vision for what you want your school to look like. Think about what you hope to have accomplished into the future. What do you want your legacy to be on California's educational landscape? This can be way off into the future and can seem unattainable. It is important to set high expectations for yourself, your program, and the community that you want to serve. This vision and the goals that it represents should be shared by the entire team. Everyone should be invested in the direction of your school. In the petition, a vision is not necessarily required, but it is recommended. A mission is required, and visions and missions typically go together. The vision statement should address some of those things listed on this slide. The vision that you create with your team should include the core value that you have and address the non-negotiables that have inspired you to take this step. When developing your vision, think about what impact you hope your school will have on the community. Some sample visions could be a world without AIDS, to be the safest, most customer-focused transportation company, all students in Richmond will graduate from high school, go to college, and get jobs. Mission defines the purpose of your school and answers 3 questions: what you do, who you do it for, and how you do it. The mission statement is a roadmap to achieve a vision. This is the same kind of process that small business owners go through. You must be able to concisely say who you are, who you serve, what you will do, and what you will achieve. The mission statement will be your introduction to potential students, donors, and the community at large. People should be able to walk away from hearing your mission with an idea of what success will look like for each of your students. Are you a college readiness program? Are you dual language immersion? What are you preparing your students to do? A mission statement is required in your petition. Additionally, a mission is required as part of your charter petition in element 1 and guides everything you lay out in the rest of the elements. The vision is tied to your mission and therefore is also very important. No 2 founding teams look exactly alike. However, they are always made up of dedicated people working together to accomplish a common goal. Most charter school teams I have encountered are made up of parents looking for an alternative to traditional schools for their kids, or teachers that are hoping for flexibility to try innovative things in their classrooms, or community leaders hoping to positively impact their communities by building strong schools and school leaders that want to utilize new or alternative strategies that they are not able to implement in their current district schools. A founding team is usually made up of 5 to 7 people. A vision for the school can come from one founder, though obviously more can contribute, but it takes many people to help develop the educational program. The founding team typically consists of community leaders needed to bring in local awareness and resources. Parents are vital in building grassroots support. Many successful teams share common elements. They need a common clear purpose, thinking back to the vision, committed leadership, project management, identification of common skill sets, and clear roles that take advantage of respective strengths. A safe space to suggest ideas, open communication, methods to handle conflict, and methods to monitor and assess individual and team progress are necessary. Think about benchmarks that you need to meet by specific timelines. Who will be responsible for keeping the team on track? Very important to have a strong project manager. Working on something on this scale with a team can be really difficult. It also offers many benefits. More people means a diverse, comprehensive set of skills that can accomplish more in a faster amount of time. Working in a collaborative environment can also promote problem solving and creativity. Starting a school can also be extremely stressful, and working with a team means you have a built-in support system of people that know exactly what you are going through. Working with a team also means that you are accountable to them for meeting deadlines and providing deliverables. Of course, it can also be hard working with a group. People might have different visions for the direction of the school or may have incompatible working styles. Scheduling can be difficult, as can maintaining communication, which can mean replicating work, waiting for consensus or approval, and that can slow progress. Obviously, working as a team can ease your workload, but it also means shared recognition for accomplishments. There can be issues of accountability if no one wants to take responsibility. Most effective teams have skills that cover the following areas. First, and probably most important to developing the petition, is that there must be people with a strong sense of how to structure an educational program. A deep understanding of instruction, assessment, and curriculum design for all students is vital. You must also have a comprehensive understanding of how to meet the needs of all learners, including English language learners and students receiving special education services. In addition to expertise in education, you must have as well. The skills needed typically fall into 4 categories or major buckets: education, business, outreach, and governance. Another major area of need is expertise in facilities. This can be both in finding a facility or in property management. Oftentimes there is overlap between this skill set and business knowledge. This slide shows an easy visual that you can use to identify some of the initial strengths and weaknesses that your team has. Who are you working with that has experience in the following sectors? Think about the complementary skill sets that different team members offer and where you might be able to find someone that can meet a need that your team has. If you're a teacher with a strong experience in designing and implementing a curriculum, think about who you can reach out to that has legal experience or has experience drafting cash flow projections. Who do you know that has experience in fundraising with an investment in the community that you want to serve? So working as a team, like I mentioned before, requires really strong project management. It's typically desirable to do some backwards planning, which means start with a date that you'd ideally like to open and work backwards from there. Making sure the team is aware of key deadlines and dates, both internal and external, that need to be completed in each phase of development. And select a project management tool early in the process to stay on track and make sure that your team is hitting critical milestones. Your project manager should be able to keep the team on track, sustain the team's motivation, maintain focus on the objective, and hold the team accountable for individual roles and responsibilities. This is a very difficult job since most of the time your founding team are people that are volunteering their time. And so really one of the most important factors is getting them to commit early and to demonstrate how impactful their work and their contribution is to the team. As you move forward, there are 3 strategies to keep in mind. Know your team and understand what each person brings to the table and what their motivations are for opening a school. How much time are they willing to commit, or what are they able to commit? How do they work? Think about what is realistic to ask of them and what might end up being problematic. If you know that you have a person with a full-time job and children to think about, you need to think about what you can expect them to complete relative to someone with fewer obligations. Develop your team. If you identify deficits, look for people that can address them. Think about who you know that has an interest in education and experience or other resources that might be relevant. There are lots of ways for people that are interested on your project to get involved. Fundraising, gathering signatures, going to community events, etc. You can also build the capacity of your existing team by providing them an accurate sense of what is involved in starting a school and ensuring that their strengths are aligned with their tasks. Using a plan goes back to what we discussed in the beginning. There are several important dates to consider, so it's important to map them out so that you have a sense of how long you have to complete different requirements and how to designate work to get everything done that you need. Completing a project like this, even just getting authorized, requires managing a bunch of moving parts. Having everyone working together is imperative. Obviously, you should be careful about who you are signing up to work with. Think about roles that you are recruiting for them to fill and have some of their potential responsibilities in mind. So where can you find people to work with? There are, unfortunately, no magic answers, but the best places to begin are people that you know are talented and committed to developing strong communities through public education. Who have you worked with in the past that you would like to work with again? Do you have professors that were particularly inspiring? Even if they are not ready to commit to being involved, they might have important leads about other people that you can contact. Friends can be good resources, although I know from experience that working with friends can be difficult, such as having accountability issues, personality clashes, etc. If you have a vision for your school in mind that you think will be compelling to other people, you can reach out to the public. Go to community meetings with concerned, invested people, or if you are a parent, reach out to other parents that might have similar priorities. You can also post information on what you want to accomplish on public message boards or a job posting. Your next steps when it comes to developing your team is to draft a vision and mission statement that you can use in recruiting team members, generate a list of specific names of people you know who fit the needed skill areas, create a list of people who can connect you to potential team members, and make a list of specific resources in your community where you could find potential team members. That concludes our webinar on building a founding team. Please visit us at ccsa.org or send us an email at schooldevelopment@ccsa.org if you have any questions or need further assistance. Thanks for attending today, and we look forward to working with you.